Oh, hi there, and welcome back to Jello Devlog. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about the start of my internship and how I discovered my true passion for game development. Summer was coming to an end, it was another school year at university, and I had to make yet another choice. For the fourth year, you could choose either a personal project or an internship. The year is divided in two, so you can do half of this and half of that as well. You already know, I was very passionate about Jello, about making it a real game, but with advice from multiple people, I decided that for the first half of the year, I'm gonna do an internship in a company as a programmer. It's really valuable to get true industry experience and work with real professionals on real games. That's why even though I really wanted to make my game, I decided to spend my first half of the year doing that. So most of my tasks at CodeGlue were very programming focused. I was fixing bugs and making things work on mobile on a game that already existed. There wasn't anything to come up with. Everything was determined for you. And really, I realized that wasn't really my thing. There was a pretty funny story one time during lunch, a few weeks into the internship, where one of the people there asked, "So hey guys, how do you like your internship?" And a few other guys went like, yeah, it's pretty good, it's alright. And for me it wasn't terrible, but I had to be honest, and I said, well, I don't know, it's fine, I guess, like not my favorite thing to do, fix bugs. And I was honest, like I realize that I'm a new person in the company and I cannot do super advanced or the most interesting things way from the start. Totally, like no blame on them or anyone. I chose the company and I knew what I was doing. But really I realized that wasn't what I wanted to do later in life. That's why I still stayed really focused on making the game. And I worked on it every free minute of the day. Like, we're talking waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning to work before going to the office, or working in the train, or working during lunch. Every second that I got, I used it. Like, I tried to save time on eating by eating Soylent and all of these things so I can squeeze more hours of the day to spend more on making the game. But enough about that stuff. Let's talk about the real things that I made during that time. So remember, Jello is no longer a prototype. I'm making a real game. And because of that, I know that I don't want to make the levels out of rectangles in Unity in some weird way. I need a consistent way to make levels, to save them and load them, that I can use in the actual finished game. So that's why I made a very simple level editor. There's nothing more simple that you can use for these kind of things as a tile map. And as you can see, that's exactly what I did. I used Unity tile maps so that they take care of the things that I don't wanna, like collision and rendering, and I just wrote a little bit of code on top from myself for placing the blocks and saving and loading. That's all I did. But it was, once again, a really good foundation to have right from the start, so that I can start building on top of it later on, and it would stay consistent. Another thing that I was doing at that time was working out Jello Physics. It works and it worked, but it's obviously pretty basic, and it was just a square, and I wanted to have more motion and to move more when it jumps. So one of these mornings, when I woke up at 5 a.m. to work on my game, I was working on making the Jello squish, so that when you prepare for a jump, the Jello squishes, and then when you jump, it stretches. And I did it. And when I finished, I was just playing around with it, as with everything I do, testing it, tweaking it. And I thought, hold up, what if, just what if, I will try to rotate my stick so that the Jello prepares for a jump, but then it rotates. What will happen then? I tried it, and to my great surprise, I saw the Jello Walk. It was incredible. I wasn't even thinking about this feature. It just came out of nowhere. It's like the definition of a bug turned into a feature. And you gotta be clear here. At first it was kind of more of a bug than a feature. It worked smooth in very, very slim circumstances. But I saw it right there. It was walking. Holy shit. And I was so happy for the rest of the day. It was incredible. I sent this GIF to all of my friends because it just looks so good. And yeah, that's one of the things I love about developing this, is just stumbling upon things, making mistakes, and seeing what happens. It's a natural process, and you don't know what product you will end up with when you start making it. You have to be playful with it and see what the product gives you itself. And this is just such a perfect example of that. Speaking of sharing things, that's one of the first things I started to do with the game itself. As soon as it was ready to be played, I showed it to my coworkers and friends, and I really wanted to get feedback as soon as possible, because I'm not making this game just for myself. I want other people to play it and to enjoy it. So I need to know if it's too easy or too hard, or if they like it at all. So that was one of the first things that I set up. I just started collecting feedback from people and seeing in what direction I should improve. And that right about concludes the first half of my internship. But it's not the end, so make sure to join me next time, where I'll show you how my internship ended up. Spoiler alert, it wasn't as bad as I said in the first half of this video. And I'm also gonna show my first attempt at making some art, and trust me, it's not good. The first art in the game is not good.